In what is turning into a bit of a shocking story, it looks like CM Punk last night on Dynamite may have gone off script and done a little bit of shooting on old Hangman Adam Page in his opening promo last night on Dynamite. So let's talk about it. CM Punk comes out to open Dynamite. He's got the title. It's his big return officially, like we knew he was going to be there. And then he comes out, but right before he starts his promo against Moxley, which that was the whole point of him coming out there. He was supposed to build up the tension to build up the match eventually at All Out, or as it turns out, next week on Dynamite now, with himself and Moxley to unify the title. Now, he did get into that, but before he did, he brings up Hangman Adam Page. He brings up his match with Hangman Adam Page and how he's looking forward to the rematch. And then he calls him out right there and says, let's do the rematch right now. He sits in the ring. He's waiting. He's doing a little clock thing. Nothing. Crickets. Hangman Adam Page does not come out. And then CM Punk gets up and says, that's what I thought. That's not cowboy shit. It's coward shit. I'm quoting Mr. Phil. And he also said that he hopes that the apology will be as vociferous as the disrespect was. So that happens, and then he gets into his promo with Jon Moxley. Now, according to Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer News, that was not supposed to happen. Like, Hangman Adam Page was not supposed to be a part of this whole segment. Now, as we know, AEW does not script their promos as much as WWE does, or even close to that. Dave Meltzer basically hinted that basically the entire premise of them being out there was supposed to build up this match between Moxley and Punk, and that Hangman Adam Page was not really in the plans at all. And if that's the case, that means that CM Punk basically just did his own thing, kind of went into business for himself. And again, this is reporting, but if it is true, right? Because the Kingston stuff, the Moxley stuff, that was all supposed to happen. Like they understand they're selling a match that it's open season. You're shooting on each other, but it's weird to Here's the thing: it's weird to bring up Hangman Adam Page when he's not really part of the feud, or there hasn't even really been that tension there since then, right? Because Punk's been out since he won the title. This is his first promo since he announced that he was going to vacate the belt, and then he announced that he was going to go for surgery, and then he comes back and he just out of the blue. Hangman hasn't said anything since then. He hasn't said anything since then. He just like shoots on Hangman Adam Page, and then he does the weird thing. Which, here's the thing: I could live with all that, right? The thing that makes me cringe a little bit is the idea of Punk calling Hangman Page a coward, right? And it's weird. Could this all be an elaborate ruse? Of course, but if you listen to Dave Meltzer, and he also hinted in his reporting that there could be a little bit of animosity between the two, real-life animosity, because of how heated those promos got. And if that's the case, that might be a reason as to why CM Punk did this. It's still weird to me to bring up Hangman Adam Page like that, honestly, and call him a coward when he's not a vocal point, and he has literally nothing to do with the storyline. Because it's one thing to bring up Eddie Kingston, who is in storyline and in real life one of Jon Moxley's best friends. It's one thing to bring up the Shield. It's another, like, who Jon Moxley was a part of. Like, that was supposed to be the build. Now, I just don't get where Hangman Page comes into this, unless the entire point of this is we're going to eventually turn CM Punk heel, and this is like him just kind of showing the initial phases of that, per se. So if that's the case, then I get it. If not, and Punk just did it, well, it gives credence to a lot of things that people have said about Mr. Phil Brooks over the years. But I don't know. I don't know Punk. But one thing I do know is that I hope that this wasn't just a one-off thing where Punk just went, screw Hangman Adam Page. Because if it was, it's not a great thing to do. And Apparently, people backstage were a little confused by it. So there you go. We'll see what happens, though. Guys, let me know if you have any questions. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.